where she lives, that I don't believe that's moot at all because that was an issue when we were together, a huge issue, and I've never seen anybody that lives that way with kids in real life. I've seen it on TV, but every room that she has in the house is full of stuff to the point where the kids don't have a place to eat.
Number
Maybe every
20-07693-DM. Present in the virtual courtroom, we have both parties along with Ms. Klassen's attorney, Brooke Wilsner. We are here on the defendant's, Mr. Klassen's motion to change custody. I will note for the record that this court did enter an ex parte order giving Mr. Klassen extended parenting time. Ms. Wilsner, I think I'll ask you to go first, even though it's Mr. Klassen's burden.
All right, guys. From the moment this hearing kicks off, tension fills the air. The father steps up, ready to expose a truth that's been buried for far too long: the dangerous living conditions his kids have been forced to endure. Every room in that house, he claims, is packed to the ceiling with clutter, leaving no space to eat, live, or breathe. The judge listens closely, setting the tone for what's about to become a battle over stability, sanity, and survival.
My client was, the allegations in the motion are, for the most part, accurate. Clayson has been managing her medication lately. A pill that she was taking orally was affecting her nausea, which caused her to vomit for a few days, which led to a stay at Trinity and then ultimately Pine Rest for, I think, less than 10 days. Now that her medication has been switched to a monthly injectable, that seems to be helping. I reviewed some of her medical notes, and she has an upcoming appointment for a medical management next week or so. She's following everything that they have told her to do. I believe her meds are stabilizing, but they are working on that, and that for the most part seems to be resolved. But I understand the concerns of the court. I do believe I would concede that this is a threshold finding. Similar to my last case, I would ask that it be sent to
The mother's attorney jumps in calm, calculated, and trying to regain control. She admits her client has been through hospital stays and medication changes. Pine Rest, Trinity, nausea, injections. It all paints a grim picture. But she insists the mother is on track now, doing what doctors say. She begs the judge to restore shared custody, saying the worst is behind them. But behind those polite words, a desperate struggle to prove her client isn't too unstable to be a mom again.
From the court for an investigation on custody. But in the meantime, that they revert back to what they have been doing, which is a 2-2-5 schedule. They were doing 50-50 up until this incident happened. The allegations in the motion about the trailer that they live in are moot. The parties live there together. That was never an issue. It seems to be an issue now based on this change of custody motion. If the court is not so inclined to give her back 50-50 custody of the children, we would at least ask for every other weekend in the time being, as much as possible time with her kids that she can get while the court is doing their investigation.
Thank you. Mr. Klassen?
I would just start off by saying, I want the kids to see their mom eventually. I think that it's good for them. I think it's good for everyone. This has now been 4 times in the last 2 years, because my daughter, her first time was less than 2 years ago. It's been 4 times where she's had extended stays. Every time that she goes in there, it causes a lot of like I don't know what the word is, but like strife for everyone. For the second time, I think, like my son wasn't eating for like 3 weeks. We had to
Then the father takes the floor and things get real. His voice shakes, but his words cut deep. He's not out for revenge. He wants peace for his children. 4 hospitalizations in 2 years, he says. 4 times their lives were turned upside down. His daughter crying, his son refusing to eat. The emotional toll is brutal. Every relapse brings confusion, fear, and chaos. He's not trying to erase their mother, he just wants to protect them from the next inevitable breakdown.
basically I don't know, like force him to eat just so we eat. They always wondering what's going on with mom, why she's not at my birthdays. Um, it's just really hard on everybody every time she goes in. And then, so I guess that's affecting everyone. And as far as the where she lives, that I don't believe that's moot at all because that was an issue when we were together, a huge issue. And I've never seen anybody that lives that way with kids in real life. I've seen it on TV, but every room that she has in the house is full of stuff to the point where the kids don't have a place to eat. Maybe every once in a while there's a spot where she clears the counter where they can eat. But my son has told me that he's eaten on the floor.
All right. You can't talk about what your kids told you because that's
Okay,
hearsay.
sorry. I didn't know that.
Okay.
Okay.
And I think
Um,
Ms. Wilsner, let me kind of cut to the chase. Ms. Wilsner did concede on behalf of her client that the front of the court should have a look at this.
okay.
And I'm hearing you say that you
Listen up, because this is where the courtroom heat rises. The father talks about the home again, piles of junk, no room to sit, eat, or live. I've seen it on TV, he says, but never in real life. The judge quickly shuts down hearsay, but the image is already burned in everyone's mind. The courtroom feels that this isn't just about meds or therapy anymore. It's about whether that house is even safe for a child to walk through the door.
do want the kids to see her. So, and the court does have concerns given the most recent, issues. And I'm sure Ms. Klassen also wants the best for the kids. Is there a parenting time plan that you could agree to while the front of the court's taking a look at all of that so that the kids can see their mom and that you can be satisfied that they're safe while they're doing it?
um, yeah. My concern with like having an actual set parenting time schedule before we figure this out with friend of the court is that when when she has these manic episodes, she doesn't realize that she's doing it. And my two times, I don't know what I'm allowed to say, but two times my son has basically had to be like, hey, like I'm with mom, it's happening again. I have like proof of these like texts that he sent
Okay,
me.
we're not going to get into all of
Oh,
that
okay.
today. Okay, and
Yep.
again, I can't hear what the kids
That
have said.
but
Okay,
that's what
The judge steps in, her tone sharp but fair. She makes it clear either parent can deny visitation if they truly believe the kids are in danger, but every action will have consequences. The father nods, knowing he may need that right again. The mother looks broken, silent. The air is thick with emotion as the judge pushes for a temporary plan. Everyone knows this decision today could change the course of those children's lives forever.
concern is that she
I
doesn't know when it's happening.
all right. Um, and again, well, you either parent has the right to deny parenting time if they believe that the health or welfare of the child is in danger.
Okay.
You just have to, if you do that, you just have to be prepared to defend that decision, ultimately in a contempt hearing, if that goes that far. But you always have that right. I mean, the
Okay.
court is not going to hold it against you if you make a good faith decision based on evidence of
Okay.
potential danger. Okay.
Okay.
I just want to make that clear. But I think a schedule is important just so that everybody knows what the expectations are. And then if there is an issue, again, parenting time doesn't have to occur as long as you're prepared to defend your reasons for denying it,
Okay.
if that helps.
Yeah. I guess with that being said, I think that we should do for now one overnight during the week then, and then one on the weekend until we figure this out.
It just seems like a lot of back and forth for 1 week. If it may be easier just to have it every other weekend. That way, if there's an issue, the child will tell you. So I just think in order to make it easier to follow, a weekend
Okay.
schedule will be better.
I guess that's okay
And
with me.
Okay. All right. So we'll do every other weekend. And do we want to do we have times and how that's going to happen?
She gets out of work. I think she usually gets the kids by 4:15 or 4:30. So that works for a pickup time anywhere between 4 and 5. And then I guess
All right, here's the turning point. The parents finally agree every other weekend. It's not perfect, but it's peace for now. Pick-up and drop-off times are set, football schedules are discussed, and for a brief moment, the courtroom feels human again. The mother's voice softens, she just wants time with her boys. The father agrees, cautious but sincere. It's not victory or defeat, it's survival. And for these kids, maybe that's enough until the next hearing decides their future.
if I could get them back on Sunday around the same time, that would be, I guess, that would work for me.
We'll say, oh, Brittany, do you have a suggestion about times?
Those times sound good. That sounds doable. It's just that my oldest gets out of work. He works on Sundays, so I wouldn't have much time to be with him because I'd have to get him from work, and then
What time is that? And
usually around 3 o'clock.
Okay, how about 6? Return at 6?
Fine.
that'd be great.
Okay. And Ms. Wilson, are you prepare that order?
I will.
And we will do the referral to the front of the court, and we'll waive the investigation fee.
Now,
And
when would this be starting? This weekend or next weekend?
Mr. Klassen, any objection to starting today, given that there's been kind of a gap here?
Today is fine. But both of the youngest boys have football games in the morning, so she has to know the times for that. And I mean, I can work with her on that, but she has to bring them.
Yeah, Calvin has 9 o'clock at this field 4 dark jersey, so I'd need his jersey.
Yep.
And I thought Charlie's was at noon at Rockford.
It's at where he practices at East Middle. But he has to be there at 11.
Okay.
So as long as you can get him there, that's fine.
Okay.
Your Honor, are we also vacating the ex parte order in this case or amending it?
Yes.
I'll prepare that order.
All right.
Can I ask how we're going to amend that? Because I don't believe that I should have to pay child support right now while I have them the majority of the time.
Well, I'm referring it to the front of the court for all of it, but I do agree with you. I will vacate the ex parte order regarding custody, but I will leave the child support as suspended until at least for now.
Okay.
Okay.
That's clear.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right. We're adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And in the end, the judge drops the hammer, child support suspended, custody order adjusted, and everything handed off to friend of the court for investigation. The gavel falls, and silence follows. The father breathes out, the mother wipes her tears, and the fight pauses, but it's far from over. This is family court where love, pain, and law collide. All right, guys, if you think justice was served here, hit that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned. Because the next hearing, it's going to be explosive.